Hi, how are you? What do you call a cow with no legs? I will answer that question at the end of the video. But let's just jump right in. I worked in the coal mine for 38 years, and so I heard a few coal miner jokes. One joke ends up with three people joining or being employed by the coal mine. Brand new people, a German, a Frenchman, and a Mexican. Well, they came in and they must have already been miners, who knows, but anyway, they went into the mine and the boss told the German, now you're the miner, you cut the coal. And he told the Frenchman, now you haul the coal to the conveyor belt. And he told the Mexican, now you're the supply man. Now I got to go get some things done, and he left them to their work. That's what a good boss does. Doesn't sit there and shine their light on the back of their necks all the time. But anyway, he took off. He comes back in a couple hours and looks around. The miner, the German's doing his job, cutting coal really nicely. The Frenchman's hauling it, but he can't find the supply man. So he asked him, have you seen the supply man? No, not since we started mining. So he goes looking around, and he goes further and further away from him. And finally, he gets back a little ways, and the Mexican jumps out and says, supplies! Probably not the best joke, but it's a joke. There was this young boy, and he walked out of his house with a mitt and a baseball and a bat, and he's walking down the field and he says, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. As he walked, he said it several times, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. Good subliminal talk to himself. He got there and he sets his mitt down and gets his ball and he throws it up in the air and he gives a big swing. Strike one! And he says, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. He picks up his ball and he says, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. And he throws it up and he swings. Strike two! And he says, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. He picks up the ball, he looks at it and says, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. He throws it up and swing! Strike three! And he says, I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. This guy was at the hospital with his wife. His wife was giving birth to their son. He gave birth to a baby boy, and the doctor came out and says, I'm sorry, your son was born without arms and legs and no torso. And so I don't know what we can do. But so he takes his son home. He's still alive, and takes care of him all this time. And finally, 21 years old, he says, he tells his boy, you're 21 now, we're going to the bar. He takes him into the bar and gets up at everybody looks at him as they come into the bar. This is really strange. And gets up there next to the bar and asks the bartender for a drink for his boy. And the bartender shakes his head, but he gets him a drink. And so the dad helps him get a sip. And his head starts shaking. Boom! A torso pops out. And everybody kind of looks and cheers and says, whoa! They were surprised as heck. And the bartender shakes his head. And his dad says, well, let's give you another drink. And he gives him a drink, and he drinks. So arms pop out. And I said, wow, that's cool. And everybody cheers, and it's great. And so his dad hands him the dress. Here, you drink the rest of this. See if you get some legs too. And so he drinks it up, and boom, legs pop up. And he gets out on his feet and he starts walking around, and he goes out the door, and a Truck hits him and kills him. And the bartender shakes his head and says, he should have stopped when he was ahead. Dave Barry said that tools are a means to kind of defy mechanics and physics and all that. Just enough to hurt yourself really bad. Emma Phillips went into the pub or bar one day and sat up on a bar stool, and he kept bar hopping to see if he'd get lucky, and he never found gum under any of those stools, which brings me back to when I was in junior high school back there then, and we kind of made a song when we were picking cherries, and it's called the Bubblegum Song. And I don't know if all of us helped on the second verse or if we all helped on both verses, but this is the way it goes. I'm looking under a stack of lumber for my piece of bubble gum. Monday I lost it, it rolled on the floor. Tuesday I found it and chewed it some more. Wednesday I lost it and could not find it. My poor mouth is growing numb. Oh, I'm looking under a stack of lumber for my piece of bubble gum. I'm looking under my old dog Rover for my piece of bubble gum. Maggots are crawling all over his head. I am beginning to think he is dead. No need explaining the part remaining. We've gone over that before. Oh, I'm looking under my old dog Rover for my piece of bubble gum. Kind of different, but I hope you get a laugh out of it. One more joke. This guy had a long trial, and finally he was convicted, and he was thrown into prison. And so he was getting shown all over in prison. He was taken here and there and all over prison, told the rules, and got a bunch of bad looks from all the inmates. But he remembered this room, and there was a bunch of people in there. So he decides, well, I'm going to go check out that room first. And he went in there and he sat down by somebody and he listened, and somebody hollered out a number, 26. And a few people laughed. Somebody hollered out 98. And more people laughed. Somebody hollered out 27. And the whole crowd laughed. And he says, hey, what's going on here? He goes, well, we've told these jokes so many times, we've numbered them. They said, okay. And so he keeps going in there all week long. Every day he goes in there and he listens, and he kind of takes a mental note of what the best ones are. And so come Friday, there's kind of a low, nobody's saying anything, so he hollers up, 47. Dead silence. And he's still standing there, so he hollers out, 68, and nothing. And so he remembers the very best one, number 2. And it's dead silence, and he sits down. He kind of feels bad. Everybody's looking at him like, you jerk. So he nudges the next guy next to him and says, hey, what's going on? Those were great earlier this week. And the guy looks at him and says, some people just can't tell jokes. I asked you at the beginning, what do you call a cow with no legs? Did you figure it out? Ground beef. Bob Hill, jokes by Bob Hill. If you like my jokes, please subscribe. I invite you to subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications when a new video is published, and give me a like. That helps my channel be sent to more people. After all, laughter is good medicine. And if you've heard some of my jokes in the past, or you want a particular joke, put it in the comments, and I will come up with that joke, or I will tell that joke. Now you have a terrific day, and come back again. Thank you.